Graduands, guests, colleagues, I declare this ceremony open. Please be seated. As Pro-Vice-Chancellor International, it's my great pleasure to welcome you to this graduation ceremony for the Nottingham School of Art and Design. I'd like to give a special welcome to all those watching on NTU live stream, that's in the Newton building, across the UK or from around the world. You're very welcome as well. Welcome also to our honorary graduate, Sam Robinson. Sam, it's a pleasure to have you with us, and we look forward to hearing your remarks later in the ceremony. Graduands, I want to start by congratulating you in particular on your achievements. All of my colleagues and I want to acknowledge that you've had a tough time with significant periods of time with us disrupted by COVID-19. Nevertheless, you've come through the challenges that you faced, showing considerable resilience and resourcefulness along the way. These are qualities which will serve you well in the uncertain times ahead. Graduation is a very significant day for us, just as much as it is for you. It's a moment when we come together to reflect on your academic accomplishments and all the incredible things that you have achieved on your NTU journey. No matter which program you've completed, foundation, undergraduate, postgraduate, professional qualification, or apprenticeship, your talent and determination have laid firm foundations for the rest of your life. However, no one completes this journey alone, and I invite you now to reflect on all those who've supported you along the way. Your family, your friends, your course mates, our colleagues in professional services, and your academic tutors. So, graduands, can I ask you to rise and put your hands together for a round of applause for all who've supported you. Hope you're going to be louder than that in the rest of the ceremony, will you? Okay, we're here to have a party. Sit down. These ceremonies also give us the opportunity to reflect on the university's world-leading research, our commitment to ensuring our undergraduates are ready for the world of work, and the ever-expanding network of international partnerships. I will highlight just a few of these. For the last 4 years, we have been consistently the most popular destination for recruitment in the UK, and we are now the largest university for British students, both undergraduate and postgraduate. We have won major national awards for the quality of our student support and our contribution to social mobility. We remain one of the top 5 environmentally sustainable universities in the world, and our research has once again won the Queen's Anniversary Prize. We have the most improved score of any comprehensive university in the recent UK research assessment exercise. Yet some of our proudest achievements can be found in the results of our student surveys. So I want to thank all of you who contributed to the National Student Survey and the Postgraduate Thought Experience Survey. These surveys gather opinions on the quality of our courses, providing valuable insights in what we're doing well and what we could do better in the future. So they're really important to us. So the whole sector has faced enormous challenges in COVID-19, and we've seen that reflected in what you might call below average scores compared to previous years. But I'm delighted to say that NTU has been well above that average, and thanks to you all, we are the 8th highest score of over 100 universities in the UK. So this is very encouraging, and I want to thank you for recognising that enabling our students to succeed is our top priority. The Nottingham School of Art and Design exemplifies those ambitions. Its mission is to be instinctive, provocative, and representative, to innovate, communicate, and collaborate. Graduands, that ethos is only as strong as your ability to participate in it, and participate you have. It is hinged on your creative talent, your dedication to your craft, and your willingness to be radical. Now 179 years old, the school is one of the world's leading centres for art and design. It is defined by its culture of choice, diversity, and research-informed learning. It strives to make students' practice representative of the real world, so that they can enter the creative sector knowing what it takes to to cross boundaries, to collaborate in new ways with new people, taking on new challenges. In all these respects, the Nottingham School of Art and Design reflects the duties of a modern university to create opportunities, to connect globally, to interrogate ideas, and to enrich and empower our communities. So, class of 2022, I hope that you enjoy today's ceremony, and I now invite the Deputy Dean, Natalie Brown, to read the names of today's graduands, and the Deputy Pro-Chancellor, Baroness Warwick, to confer your degrees.
I now invite the stewards to bring forward the first group of graduands. Deputy Pro-Chancellor, the following have qualified for awards from the Nottingham School of Art and Design. Bachelor of Arts degree with honours in Fashion Design, Rebecca Allen. Alexandra Barnsley. Surya Shika Biswas. Lucy Boskill. Saria Campos. Lucy Crichton. Esther Cropper. Faye Marta Davis. Kezia Depoy. Isabel Devine. Lucy Elias. The next student also receives a finalist of the British Fashion Council, Phoebe English and British Library competition, Beatrice Falcone. Sasha Foley. Evie Fort. The next student also receives the Graduate Fashion Week Sportswear and Leisurewear Award and the Fashion Athleticwear, that's difficult to say, award sponsored by Talk, Mia Fowler. The next student also receives the Fashion Sustainability Award sponsored by Green Earth, Rebecca Froggatt. Sophie Greener. Young Min Han. Natasha Handley. The next student also receives the Graduate Fashion Week Range Plan Award, Danielle Harris. Zoe James. Chan Woo Jo. Liana Crevane. Wing Ji Lam. Amy Leach. Xuan Chen Liu. Sin Mak. Martha Morgan. Marissa Nassau. Insioa. Stella Olius. Harmony Oscliffe. Lucy Reed. Molly Romney. Deshana Sanchetti. Alina Serrano. The next student also receives winner of the British Fashion Council Phoebe English and British Library competition, Renu Singar. Hu Chin Song. Elizabeth Stevens. Yu Tiao. Olivia Townsend. Arafia Udin. Shadia Villamarin Cabrera. Molly Walker. Catherine White. Holly Williams Thomas. Yu Fei Wu. Yali Yang. Rutao Zhang. Bachelor of Arts degree with honours in textile design, Marcel Ayapong. Mariam Tahira Ahmed. Sophie Alley. Ellen Anderton. Susanna Arul. Caitlin Ashby. Harriet Ashworth. Emma Ballantyne. Jade Bancroft. Amara Berger. Emily Bristow. Molly Brockhouse. Daisy Burt. Jun Hek Chol. Lily Rose Elo. Zara Feveryear. Deputy Pro-Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of awards to the first group of graduates from the Nottingham School of Art and Design. I am pleased to invite Sharon Monteith to the stage to give the oration for our honorary graduate, Sam Palliach Robinson, and to present them to the Deputy Pro-Chancellor to receive the award.
Baroness Warwick, guests, it is my pleasure and privilege to invite Mr. Sam Palliach Robinson to come forward to receive an honorary doctorate at this afternoon's graduation ceremony. Thank you, Sam. This award of honorary degree recognises a Nottingham Trent University alumnus who has built on that foundation to forge a wide-ranging and socially meaningful career. His artistic focus is people, individuals, families, friendships, relationships. It is unsurprising then that a Portrait of Humanity award features among many more honours that are testament to Sam Robinson's national and international distinction as a creative artist and maker. If you view his work, you will feel the energy. Sam's website showcases a vision for storytelling in the form of photo essays, and it encompasses portraiture across travel, documentary storytelling, lifestyle and commercial photography. Sam's many clients run the gamut from Adidas, Apple, British Airways and Disney, through The Guardian, Google, Land Rover and Nike, to Peloton, Visa and Vodafone, just to share a few examples. Sam began working as a photographer as soon as he graduated from our university with a BA in photography in 2001. In 2004, he decided to strike out on his own as a creative. That takes individual energy and not a little determination. Sam now has studios in London, Los Angeles and Brooklyn. And it's this transatlantic crossover that is a defining feature of his creative enterprise. An American road trip was formative and transformative. In 2004, he drove around 35 states, beginning in Houston, Texas. Over 6 months, Sam persuaded the people he met along the way to allow him to photograph them. Road trips are a classic American genre that incorporates film and fiction, and it is central to the development of photography, a long tradition in which photographers suggest the state of the nation, from Robert Frank's The Americans in 1938 to William Eggleston, whose camera is still capturing rural, suburban, and city Tennessee now. For Sam, it was a personal creative odyssey through which he came to understand his vocation. Instilling trust in the people one photographs is a skill, of course, but it's also clear from talking to Sam that for him it is always a pleasure, and that began with this first project that he called Main Street. He did not plan a detailed itinerary, but is led by, quote, the generosity and hospitality of the people who welcome me in. Once I've found a willing subject, Sam tells me, I'll stay with them. In Prairie City, Oregon, for example, on July the 4th, he lodged with a family and found himself part of the community's Independence Day celebrations, driving a 1952 classic tractor down its main street. For Sam, street photography with and for communities broke down creative and social barriers. He learned that his craft is his passion. What he also discovered, I think, was that he could trust his ability as an intuitive photographer and that art is his vehicle for gift giving. He gave instant Polaroid prints to his subjects while keeping reusable negatives to craft photo essays. He still shares the images that he makes today. Sam's biggest influencers are American photographers. William Eggleston, I mentioned, Philip Lorca de Corcha, and he recalls 2 exhibitions he saw when young by a French visual artist, Guy Bourdin, and the Brazilian photographer, Sebastião Salgado. All of these, he said, changed his life. These artists reflect very different styles, and in Britain, Sam would work with Matt Stewart, who photographs the streets of London, and Harriet Logan, a photojournalist whose socially responsibility documentary art has taken her to Afghanistan. But Sam's greatest and most consistent influence has always been people, wherever and whoever they may be. Sam says the best part of the job is everyone we work with and the teams that we build. That collective we, I think, is quite noticeable from this honorary graduate. Now, as over 2 decades, the balance that Sam has forged between pursuing individual creative work and supporting other people's creativity is striking. With Sarah, his wife, Sam converted an old paper mill in Islington into Paper Mill Studios in 2014, which housed some 50 creative teams, some for months, others for years. Sam's philosophy is rooted in family. Sarah Tilsley, now Robinson, is an NTU alumna herself. She is Sam's partner in creativity as well as in his life. An award-winning home economist, she has worked as the senior creative for Jamie Oliver Limited. Sam credits his father, an illustrator and designer, and particularly for gifting him his first camera, and his beautiful mother, born in Barcelona, for modelling and inspiring his interest and fascination with people, all people. One element of Sam's approach may not initially seem unusual to you, but it is. When pursuing commercial projects, Sam favours photographing families and friends whose connection to each other is real, natural, and understated, rather than actors selected for photogenicity alone. People who have worked along Sam over these years describe him as humble, humorous, kind, as well as talented, and somebody told me he's a whirlwind creative force who achieves the best photographs, whether they are single or series. Sam has been an active contributor to our work at Nottingham Trent University. Sam worked closely with Linda Marchant, who headed up the Bachelor's in Photography for many years, a major supporter of Sam. In turn, Sam has inspired art and design students, and even during the COVID-19 lockdown, he took students on a tour of his studios online. The first permanent member of Sam's creative team was another NTU graduate, and many more have joined in his enterprise since. Sam is always looking out for artistic and creative talent and supporting it. He is a stellar photographer and inspirational for where your own degree could take you in the future. Baroness Warwick, it gives me great pleasure to present to you Mr. Sam Palliak Robinson, being a person distinguished in eminence and his attainments for the conferment of the degree of Doctor of Arts honoris causa in recognition of his significant, sustained contribution to the photographic arts, locally, nationally, and internationally.
It's a little bit more emotional than I'd planned that, so apologies if I'm a little croaky. I'd like to start by saying thank you to Baroness Warwick and to the university, NTU. I used to call it Trent when I was here, but NTU I'm told now. And also a thank you to everyone here who's graduating today and for letting me share this day with you. It's a huge honor. I obviously would love to thank Sharon Monteith, who I had the pleasure of speaking with over the last few weeks for that citation. I was not quite ready for that, but it's been a real honor meeting you and talking to you and getting to know you, and thank you for that. It's very humbling, a bit surreal, tiny bit enjoyable, but it's certainly surreal. I have to thank the Nottingham Trent University, firstly for putting up with me for 3 years when I was studying here, a long time ago now. They're the most inspiring years that I can remember, the freedom and the opportunity that was given to us to explore the arts of photography and all the other mediums. It, without a doubt, has helped guide my creative direction from that day forward, and hence why I've always wanted to stay as close as I can to the university. So I'd like to thank them again for those 3 years, but also again for today, for the honor of being here in this incredible moment. But anyway, this moment isn't about me, weirdly. It's about you guys, and it's to celebrate you all graduating. And equally the achievements of your parents and carers and friends and everyone here today. So I think it would be lovely, because that first applause was rather tame. Maybe we could all have a round of applause for our graduates up here. That's more like it, right? Yeah. So I'd like to ask you now to look around you and look around the faces you see and the faces you've spent these last years with. Because I guarantee you now that you will see these faces again and you will spend time with them over the years to come. You've made probably some of the friends of your life, but also you're going to repeat these faces. You're going to see these people again and again for all your working days. It's a huge planet, and there's a lot of places you can go, but I guarantee you now, this is a small world, and I've spent 20 years crossing paths with NTU graduates, and I absolutely love that. It might not seem it here, but I was very confident when I left university. I absolutely believed that I was going to be a world-class photographer within a few weeks, and just point me in the rough direction, I should get it right. I was pretty wrong about that. The journey was a bit of a challenge, and it had its ups and downs. But it quickly became apparent to me that learning never stops. It doesn't stop here today, and it will continue for all of you for the years to come. Actually, what I found I was doing was I was looking for my next teacher. I was looking for the next people to learn with. And lucky for me, I found some great ones. They brought me down, they picked me up. And they invested a lot of time in helping me and mentoring me. It's a long list, I'm not going to bore you with them now, but they know who they are, and they're very important to my journey. I'm still learning today, I still learn every day I pick up a camera. I'm learning that this is quite tough. But let me share some of those learnings with you. I have a few that I pointed down here. try and find the joy. Find the joy in today and find the joy in these moments. Find the joy in everything. Find the joy in this summer. You're going to have one of the best summers you'll ever have. Find the joy in your success and find the joy in your failures, because with that, you'll learn. Find the joys in your lows and your highs. What I'm trying to say, I think, is try and find the joy, because when you enjoy something, you put more into it. And if you can find what you enjoy in anything, you'll get a lot more back from it. Nerves are a big thing. They're a big part of all of our lives. And I've found that I've learned to manage those when I can, he says. It can be nerve-wracking to anything. I'm nervous on every project I do. The night before any filming, I barely sleep. The nerves they can overtake me. But interestingly, the next morning, 30 seconds into filming, once the process starts and everything starts to relax into my normality, those nerves turn into a creative process. And what I found is you find a way to harness that energy, and rejecting it can suffer that creative process. So absorb those nerves and embrace them. And how do you find your place in this creative world? Well, it's very easy to feel overwhelmed. Some advice that someone once gave me, which I still try and use, that you're all unique. Everything you see is unique to you. The way you see the world is unique to you, and you need to harness that. You should harness that energy. Try and take inspiration from yourself and for what your loves are and your feelings. Less about what the world is doing. We're so inundated with information and comparisons. Try and remember that you are unique, each and every one of you. Surround yourself with people that push you, people that inspire you, and find the people that challenge you and support you. I've found over the years that the more inspiring the people I'm surrounded by, the more I feel inspired, and hopefully vice versa. So find your inspiration. For me, it's always been about people, and that started with my family, with my parents, my sister, and my grandparents. A small family, but they've been the biggest support and inspiration in my life. My parents are here today to witness me crumble. My father, as Sharon mentioned, is an illustrator and always been my number one fan and an inspiration for me, and an inspiration to freelance life, and understanding that you're always working every day. My mother also has taught me to believe in myself, which was something I didn't realize was quite hard. She's a little bit put out today, as my mother did want to be the first doctor in the family, and it's a little bit of a problem now. She insists this doesn't count, but I think we can all agree it does count. Thank you. Now I have my own family. I have my wife, Sarah, who graduated with me at Nottingham, Trent, in photography as well. We have 2 little ones, and she is my great partner and has also been a huge inspiration my whole life, since we met here. We both studied together here, and we've built many creative projects together, as well as our 2 little magical children. She's actually far more successful than me, has won many more accolades and awards. But again, she's not a doctor. So there are these things. I think we can conclude, I'm very proud of this moment. I'm very proud to be here, sharing it with my family, sharing it with everyone here, and sharing it especially with you all. Whilst working on this speech, which is finishing soon, don't worry, a friend reminded me of a poster in my first studio in London. It was a print by an artist called Anthony Burrell, and it simply says, "Work hard and be nice to people." Without knowing it, that poster would come to guide me in my working practice for years to come. I like to think that in difficult situations, if you can still be nice, you'll be remembered for it. And with that, I think I can add a few more to you all on your journey. Be brave, be generous, be humble, be fun, have fun, and never stop learning. In short, I encourage you all to work hard, be nice to people, and find the joy. Thank you.
now invite the stewards to bring forward the second group of graduands. Deputy Pro-Chancellor. The following have also qualified for awards from the Nottingham School of Art and Design. Bachelor of Arts degree with honours in Textile Design, Emily Forshaw. Jasmine Friskney. Holly Gordon. Emma Graves. Kira Grogan. Georgina Hammond. India Hesketh. Charis Hipkiss. Olivia Horseman. Alicia Hughes. Elizabeth Hughes. Molly Hyatt. Annalise Kellett. Eve Kent. Sol Kim. Adele Knight. Heather Lewis. Evangeline Lloyd. Beatrice McIntosh. Ella Mason. Abby McGettigan. Charlotte McNamara Langton. Ellery Morris Stiff. Charlotte Monday. Isabel Palmer. Emma Peacock. Olivia Powell. Emily Ridgely. Lily Rochelle White. Rosie Schweizer. Kitty Sharman. Yasmin Sketchley. Eloise Smart. Nina Solomon. Alexandra Stagg. Lottie Sudbury Smith. Berthin Tepe. Emma Tipton. Isabel Traynor. Pradeep Velingri. Lily Wadham. Lucy Waldron. Jessica Ward. Joe Waterston. Isabella Webb. Brooke Wysand. Gracie Watson. Keris Williams. Sophie Youngs. Bachelor of Arts degree with honours in fashion design, Yancy Liu. Yeon Soo Park. Ziyin Winnie Zhang. Master of Science degree in Engineering Management, Gervais Yosi Karagongogo. Deputy Pro-Chancellor. That concludes the presentation of awards from the Nottingham School of Art and Design and concludes the presentation of awards to graduates at this ceremony. In absentia, Deputy Pro-Chancellor, I invite you to confer degrees on those graduates who have not been presented to you in person, but who have indicated that they wish their awards to be conferred in their absence. I certify that these graduates are worthy of the degrees and I stand as proxy. Amy Leach, who earlier received a Bachelor of Arts degree with honours in fashion design, will now propose the student vote of thanks.
Baroness, Pro-Vice Chancellor, Executive Dean, Deputy Dean, distinguished guests, family, friends and fellow graduates, I'd like to thank you all for being here today on this very special occasion that marks our graduation. For the last 3 or 4 years, some of us have probably felt like we're never going to get through all of the tech packs, the reviews, the dissertation, and probably even the last deadline. But we've made it and we're all here today, so let's be immensely proud of ourselves. We haven't exactly had the typical university experience, but coming out of the other side, I'm sure most of us would agree that we wouldn't change it for the world. All 3 or 4 years have been impacted heavily due to COVID-19, but for every cloud, there is a silver lining, And in fact, we got ourselves through an immensely challenging and completely unpredictable time. And it really shows how passionate, resilient, and dedicated we all are. And nobody can take that away from us. On behalf of all graduates, I would like to thank all of the teaching staff for their guidance and support from not only this last year, but for the last 3 or 4 years as well. And most importantly, I'd like to thank the people closest to us, our family, who have been there when we've desperately probably needed to go home and have a quick refresh on a weekend, our friends that we've had before university, and our friends that we've made through university as well. They've probably seen our worst times, because that last semester, honestly, it was incredibly hard. Probably this whole year has been incredibly hard. And yeah, they've probably seen us at our best as well, which is really, really lovely. And finally, my fellow graduates, I'm sure we've all made friendships here that are probably going to last a lifetime. Sorry, I'm a crier. They are really going to last a lifetime. We've all probably pulled all-nighters together, and without each other, we probably wouldn't have been in this position. So I'd really like to thank you all for picking a crazy, demanding course, but also an amazingly giving and creative course. And thank you for getting me through it as well. We're all creative people, so I'm sure we're not afraid to take risks, but I just want us all to remember to take life for everything that it is, seize every opportunity, and be confident and really believe in ourselves, because if we do, then we really are unstoppable. We've achieved this, so we can achieve anything. For many of us, it's the start of a whole new, crazy and incredible, exciting chapter of our lives. I just want us to remember how amazing and individual and special we all are. It isn't the easiest of industries to go into, and it's said so many times that we're probably going to find it really hard to balance life and balance our friends and things like that. And we're probably going to stress the small things at the time in hindsight. But I think, as I always have this thing, as long as you wake up with a smile on our faces every day, and remember to be a little bit silly, nothing else will matter, really. As long as we're happy people, then I think that's all that matters. So, just wherever we are in our unique journey, we're going to be doing amazing. No matter where you are, honestly, we're going to be exactly where we need to be at that point in time. So, just to close, congratulations, class of 22. We've all accomplished so much, over the past few years, and I can't wait to see us all thrive in whatever the world holds for us. Thank you. Sorry. Thanks.
Oops. Class of 22, I echo the thoughts of our Pro Vice Chancellor International by congratulating you all on your achievements and wishing you every success for the future. And isn't it fantastic that we can all share this day with each other, not on a screen, not at a distance, but with each other and with you. I just think that's the most fabulous thing. I feel almost tearful looking at you all, because it's so marvellous to be able to do it. We haven't been able to do it for so long. So that's terrific. And I think it's also great that so many of your nearest and dearest have been able to be here with you and share this wonderful day with you, and share it with us as well, because your enjoyment lifts us all. And it is great to see, and particularly in our magnificent University Hall. I'd also like to acknowledge the pride we take in distinguished members of society agreeing to join our community by becoming honorary graduates. So thank you, Sam Palliak-Robinson, for accepting our invitation and for your very insightful and inspiring words. And I'd also like to congratulate Amy Leach, for that wonderful student vote of thanks. we all feel emotional, but you managed to get through it as well as being emotional, which is a triumph in itself. So well done, Amy. And I thought what you said, and indeed I think it echoed so much of what Sam said, and I guess what we all feel about the resilience that you've all had to show over the last 2 years. We at the university have been so conscious of that and of what you had to put up with, what you've had to go through in order to reach this point, this pinnacle of your career so far. So I just want to say congratulations to all of you. Those words, resilience, dedication, determination, tenacity. You've all shown such tenacity. And it is wonderful to hear Amy say, actually, it was all worth it. It worked. And in fact, it's created a much greater degree of camaraderie and of closeness with colleagues and with fellow students that perhaps you might not have achieved otherwise. So I think that's absolutely wonderful. Because students are the beating heart of this university, and indeed, in many ways, of our city. Your contributions didn't just come in your lecture theatres or your seminars, studios, laboratories. You undertook placements that made local organisations more effective. You took NTU to the top 10 in the university's sports league. You ran societies linked to your subjects. You made the Global Lounge the vibrant place that it's known to be throughout the world. Beyond our campuses, you played sports for local clubs. You helped young children with their reading in local schools. You volunteered at food banks. Horrible thought, isn't it, that we have to acknowledge in this day and age we have food banks, but you were there helping and supporting throughout that. You recovered welfare benefits denied to local residents. As and when it was possible to do so, you contributed very generously to the nighttime economy of the city. You undertook countless other activities through the societies of the Students' Union. Where would Nottingham be without you? Although you've now graduated, you remain members of our global NTU family, a worldwide community of over 220,000 alumni. Our doors will always be open to you, and do look at the alumni website so you can see what there is to offer. And you can certainly continue to access support from us, including face-to-face advice on the next steps in your career over the next 3 years from our employability team. And in time, consider how you too could help future generations of students, just as some alumni will have helped you through offering lectures, placements, and careers advice, as Sam so amply has proved how effective that can be and how marvellous it is for our students when that happens. You can help fund scholarships, facilities, and research. And when the time comes, we encourage you to complete the Graduate Outcome Survey. By doing that, you'll be making another important contribution to the university, which will be very much appreciated. But that's for the future. Now is the time to enjoy your success. And I invite you all to join us for celebratory refreshments in the Newton building. But before that, I want our students, our graduates, to express their appreciation for all the people who supported them here at the university, at home, parents, family, partners, friends, for the work and support they've done to ensure you got here today. So, graduates, please stand and applaud. And before we finish, I can't resist giving all of us another opportunity to wish every one of our graduates a successful career and to say how much we value what they've done and how marvellous they all are. So please, everybody, let's support our graduates. Guests, would you please remain seated for the processional music and as the academic party and then the graduates leave the hall and then will invite you to leave as well. But my formal task now is to declare this graduation ceremony closed.